Starting the recording of the lecture. Yeah. So I think it is visible now again. Notes are visible. Okay. So now I am starting with our lecture. As we have earlier discussed in detail about the colloids, so you all are already familiar with the dispersion, disperse system, disperse phase. These things are you are already familiar with. Now what you have done already, you have already learned the difficult thing. Now you have to learn the simple thing, which is the coarse dispersion. We have already uh, learned the definitions of molecular dispersion, came to know the difference between the molecular dispersion, coarse dispersion, and colloidal dispersion. And with that, during that session only, we have uh, we came to know something about the coarse dispersion. Now, what we are using, what in our regular use, mostly in our medical shop, the suspension that we are getting, it is the coarse dispersion or coarse suspension. Okay, whenever we are telling the dispersion, it means that it is covering both the things: suspension, coarse suspension, and emulsion also. Okay, and having a particular range of size of the particles. So as the definition you can see, it is a heterogeneous dispersion. Heterogeneous means it is not homogeneous. Not homogeneous means what? It is contained with two phases. For the suspension, one can easily understand one phase is solid while the other is water or liquid. So that containing two phases, which is not uniformly distributed. So containing two phase and not uniformly distributed. All the time it is not uniformly distributed. As and when we shake the suspension, then only we may get the homogeneity of the dispersion for some time, not always. So that word mentioned over here. Can you able to see my arrow? Yeah, very good. Okay. So here a heterogeneous word I am elaborating. To whom we should call heterogeneous? When we consider the solution as we very well know, the thing which got dissolved, molecules are well separated, and it is always, anytime when you can check the homogeneity of the solution, it is always homogeneous. So that, and what about the colloidal dispersion then? Colloidal dispersion is also homogeneous because the particles are always in random motion, never come to never come closer to each other. Whereas coarse dispersion are most of the time heterogeneous. So that in total, here in the definition, it has been told that it is a heterogeneous dispersion system in which the size of the dispersed particle, if we can, if we consider the suspension, then the size of the dispersed particle means here particle will be solid particles when we consider the suspension, and when we consider the emulsion, it will be no more particle. It is a then in case of emulsion, it will be globules. Keep in mind, in which the size of the dispersed particle or the size of the dispersed globules in case of emulsion ranges from 1 micrometer to 100 micrometer. 1 micrometer to 100 micrometer. This is the ideal size which has been told. I am going to cover the ideal dispersion only. Ideal dispersion only. So that this dispersion, as you can see, it is visible. The size which the suspension that we are getting, it is visible to us. But basically, you have to keep in mind what is being visible for us. What is being visible for us, it is not individual particle. It is an aggregates. These are the flocks. They are no more individual particle. So that when we consider the core dispersion, the particle, individual particle lies in between the range of 1 micrometer to 100 micrometer. Okay, slightly more than that also. Okay, but ideally it should be 1 micrometer to 100 micrometer. As I told just now, coarse dispersion may be of suspension or emulsion. First, we will consider the suspension. It is a biphasic liquid dosage form of medicament. Medicament, active ingredient. Drug will always be there. Biphasic, two phases are there. Solid phase, disperse in water or liquid phase. So biphasic, containing medicament which the finally divided solid particles ranging from 0.5 to 5 micron. This is what has been told over here. It is the ideal, huh? It is the ideal. Are uniformly dispersed in liquid medium. But how we want, in what manner we want, it should be uniformly dispersed. But most of the time, we never get the suspension having long-lasting dispersibility. Everybody knows that. So ideal definition is always be ideal. Okay. So this is the basic definition of the suspension, you can say. In the suspension, you can say solid particles are there and liquid medium is there. Solid particles, we can recognize it as dispersed phase, and liquid medium is a continuous phase, or another word is the dispersion medium. Okay. So this is the basic overview about the suspension. Now let us see the qualities of an ideal suspension. Qualities of an ideal suspension. Meaning what we want. What we want in our suspension. In our ideal suspension. Best suspension, you can say. Some characteristic we want. Some desirable thing we want. And so that it is been told that qualities that we want in ideal suspension. Whenever we want to buy some new mobile, at that time we always want the RAM should be 6 GB, 4 GB as per our requirement, as per our budget. Okay, first we consider our budget only, and then we will try the best suitable thing that we can buy in our budget. So best suitable thing, it is nothing but the qualities that we want in that mobile. Similarly, here also we want the what most of the qualities that we want for the ideal suspension. Okay, so we will discuss one by one. The dispersed particle should not settle readily. Readily means rapidly, and the settled particle should redisperse immediately. Very important. Readily should not be settled. Everybody wants. And if it got settled as quickly as possible, it should get redispersed on shaking. Now here, as you can see, settled particles should redisperse immediately on shaking. Should redisperse immediately on shaking means what? Its yield value should be least Means what? With less amount of force, it should quickly get redispersed. So that is the thing we want. If ideally what we want that no suspension should get stable. But as we know that this is a very rarely achievable task in case of suspension. So what we want then, at least if it got settled, it should get immediately redispersed. The way in which I am taking the lecture, word by word, I think it would be very useful for all you people. Okay, so that I am requesting that every those students who are weak, who have proved themselves weak in Viva, during the lecture I can't you can say talk with them कि आप ध्यान दो I can't take the name of the students. So I am again requesting to all those students who proved themselves weak in the practical and theory examination, they should they should concentrate on lectures. I am covering the lecture with एलिमेंटरी मॅनर. एलिमेंटरी म्हणजे काय, एकदम प्रायमरी लेवलच्या मॅनर नुसार मी लेक्चर घेत आहे. सो दॅट replied positively. Earlier also I told that you will get suffer. Okay, I will ask the question in Viva about all these which I have elaborated. Okay, to be continued with our discussion. So first one covered. Second, the particle should not form a cake on settling. We have discussed it several times. We never want cake. It should be chemically stable. Now that is very important point. It should be chemically stable. If the suspension is getting settled and forming into the cake, it is called as physical instability. Physically, suspension is getting unstable. You should be clear with the chemical stability and physical stability. We have discussed the physical stability in earlier 2 points. Now third point is the talking about chemical stability. Earlier I also elaborated that with a good example, you can say. Now also I am going to elaborate. Chemically stable. This point is not being associated with suspension only. It is associated for whole pharmacy, whole you can say all the topics, all the subject, because this type of term always coming in these things, in every subject, in every topic. Our suspension or our dosage form should be chemically stable. What does it mean? Chemical stability means chemically whichever the API which has been placed in our suspension, chemically it should remain that particular API only. For example, 100 molecules of paracetamol are there. For example, 100 molecules of paracetamol are there. Okay. Now, after some time, it may happen that the paracetamol, 100 molecules of paracetamol, few molecules of paracetamol may get converted into its degraded product. It may be hydrolyzed paracetamol, it may be oxidized paracetamol, it may be carboxylated paracetamol, likewise, etc. Means what what we can say that now original drug is not there because it got converted. Earlier I given the example, a boy is there, It has, by the operation, it has changed his gender. He got converted into girl. Whatever the boy can do, boy means a man, okay, can do, it will not get done by the girl. The way in which the boy is reproducing, all the rest of the things can do, but the reproduction will not be similar with the man or man or boy, because that thing will not get done by the girl. Reproduction, production of y genes cannot be done by girl, because they are containing with XX gamete only, whereas boy contain with XY gamete. Means what I am trying to say, that original drug lost, and the drug molecule may be there, but now it is with different form. Whatever the task that original drug can do, now the change form of the drug cannot do, and this is called chemical instability. Another word, this is also called degradation. If, wherein, what is happening? Original form, original molecule get converted into another form. Molecule will be there. Molecule will always be there. But now form get changed, originality lost. So whatever the original work, what is the work which original molecule can do, it cannot be get done by the change for molecule. Understood? Understood? Yeah, this is very important concept. Forever you should understood. इसीलिए मैंने एग्जांपल दिया है, नहीं तो सर आप बोलोगे सर बायोलॉजी का एग्जांपल क्यों दिया है, बट दैट इज ऑलवेज रिमेन इन योर माइंड. It is very distinct, so that I have given that example. So chemically, if the drug got unstable, same name, it is called the degradation. अगर कोई पूछे what is my degradation, chemical form get changed, answer is this. Original molecule of that chemical, of that API got changed, maybe into hydrolyzed form, means OH would get attached into it, maybe into oxidized form, means O2 or O may get attached to it. But basically what had happened, original form lose, and if 100 molecules are there and it is happening with 10 molecule, from that 100 molecule, means we can say 90% drug is still original, but 10% drug changes its form, lost its originality, and so that we can say 10% of the drug got degraded. So that always keep in mind, degradation is similar as chemical instability. If chemical instability is there, if a drug lost its chemical stability, means another word, it is got degraded, means it lost its originality. Listen, drug molecule will be there, but it is now a changed drug molecule. और पैरासिटामोल जब ओरिजिनल पैरासिटामोल का ओरिजिनल फॉर्म ही, ओरिजिनल मॉलिक्यूल का फॉर्म ही फीवर कम कर सकता है, चेंज फॉर्म कम कर नहीं सकता है, ऑल्दो इट मे बी देयर इन द ब्लड. नाउ दिस इज, आई थिंक दिस इज इनफ डिस्कशन to give the clear overview of the chemical stability or degradation. Okay, so what we want from the suspension, we want our suspension should be chemically stable forever during this its whole expiry period. It may be 3 years from the manufacturing, 2 years from the manufacturing, likewise anything. It should chemically be stable. Now why we want that? Why this point came in our mind? Reason is that water is always there, right from the manufacturing up to the consumption. During the whole shelf life, the water is always being associated with our paracetamol particle or solid particle, and water is a major source of degradation, most important source of degradation. Hydrolysis may occur, so that this point quoted over here, mentioned over here, that our so that there are so many chances at any point of time our suspension may get degraded due to presence of water, which is in continuous touch with our particles. Then next, it should be viscous enough to allow its easy pouring. अगर वो ज्यादा अगर विस्कस रहे तो बॉटल से बाहर निकलेगा ही नहीं. It will we need to apply much more force to make it movable so that we can take enough quantity on our spoon. Okay, so that considering handling, it should be easily pourable. It should be free from grittiness, roughness when we consume that, especially in case of pediatric patients, childs, infants. If they find grittiness onto their tongue after the consumption, then there may be chances that they may feel vomiting. They always want. लहान मुलांना थोडंसं काय झालं की लगेच ते वॉमिटिंग करतात. So such kinds of dispersion should not be producible. Okay, although we can tolerate. As an adult, we can tolerate that grittiness, as we know that this is a suspension. We can take the water, we can sip the water afterwards. But the child don't know what is there, so instantly it can vomit. He can vomit. So that is the thing that should be avoidable. It should have pleasant odor, color, and palatability. So it is so obvious that whatever the things that you want, it is with good flavor, good odor, good color. तो पैलेटेबिलिटी के चांसेस बढ़ जाते हैं, निगेटिविटी के चांसेस कम हो जाते हैं, ड्रग हमको ज़्यादा टेडियस नहीं लगता है ड्रग कंजम्पशन. एंड सेकेंड वन, लास्ट वन इज द it should be stable in case of microbial attack. Now I am covering all the points. I am covering these things in general also, and it is applicable for most of the dosage form, rather all the dosage form. So this is not happening specifically with the suspension. It is happening with all the dosage form. So it should be stable in case of microbial attack. First thing you have to keep in mind that whichever the dosage form or drug will be there, every drug may get degraded by three ways. Either physical degradation, or chemical degradation. Earlier only I elaborated that. Earlier to that I elaborated physical degradation. And third kind of degradation, third way of degradation, which every API may follow. It is the microbial degradation. So these are the three ways only by which every API with all the dosage form may get degraded. Okay, and this degradation is getting done by microbes. Manner, the source is one source is water, another source is ourself as we purchase the bottle, and with each every time we are opening and closing the bottle to take the dose for a week. every time we are exposing that suspension to the external environment. So whatever the microbes may be there in the air, it is going inside, and they are having very, we can say, attractive thing over there in suspension, that is water. It is their garden, you can say. Water loving. Microbes are always water loving. So water they got, and they may grow in that dispersion medium. Okay. I am giving the detailed mechanism of degradation, microbial degradation. Concentrate on that. Our microbes got entered. They form. They may increase with their numbers. Just imagine that, increase with their number. Now, some sort of microbes are there. Consider that we have not added any preservative in our suspension. No preservative is there in our suspension right now. So that obviously small quantity of microbe may get entered. It may increase with their number. Now what they are doing? Microbes may consume that API molecule and may form the metabolite or may form the enzymatic degraded product. They are also the living thing. So obviously enzymatic reaction will also going to be happen when microbe will attack on our API. Okay. So enzymatic attack will be there, and these enzymes will change the original drug into degraded one. Again the same thing will repeated, which has been done with the chemical degradation. Whichever the original molecule will be there, it will get converted into degraded molecule. So if from the 100 original paracetamol molecule, if 10 molecule will get attacked by microbe, 10 molecule will get converted into degraded molecule. So that you can say now there is 90 molecule which is remaining, 90 original molecule which is remaining in our suspension, and 10 molecule got degraded. 90% is 90% activity is only there, and it has happened due to microbial attack. So what presence of microbes, what microbes are doing, they change the chemical nature of the original molecule. Again the same thing. Okay. Chemical degradation may happen due to several other factors. Maybe temperature, maybe light, maybe some sort of interaction, and same degradation, same chemical transformation may happen due to or by the microbes also. So that what we want, ideally, our suspension should be stable in case of microbial attack. And how we could do that? We need to add preservatives, sufficient amount of preservatives in our suspension. So I think you got now clear overview about the uh, ideal properties of suspension. What kind of suspension we want? Have you got that? Okay. So I am trying my best to elaborate all the possible thing because this video is going to be with you. Okay. So you can refer it several times. Now next, classification of suspension. Now this is somewhat not that much having depth as earlier ideal suspension. Now suspension can be classified as several bases. First basis is the general classes. That is the oral suspension, externally applied suspension, and parenteral suspension also. Oral suspension that we have to take the orally. Okay. Easily one can understand that these are meant for oral administration, in which one or more insoluble medicaments are dispersed in the liquid vehicle. Example is paracetamol suspension, especially pediatric paracetamol suspension. Second, for external use, calamine lotion that we are using, it is also suspension. Parenteral. Parenteral example which has been given, parenteral, paraenteral, paraenteron. Para means uh, other than enteron. Enteron means GI tract. Paraenteron, other than enteron, means the thing which is not oral, are paraenteral. Parenteral. Got it? So parenteral suspension means this suspension not to be consumed orally. These are, so where, how to get administered that, as the example you can easily consider. Insulin zinc suspension. Diabetic patients, especially type 1 diabetic patient, are administered with subcutaneous injection. Subcutaneous means beneath the layer of cutin, means beneath the skin, you can say. क्यूटिन स्किन के एक पर्टिकुलर लेयर में वो सस्पेंशन एडमिनिस्टर किया जाता है. These are okay. So this may be suspension. आईवी में सस्पेंशन नहीं, हाँ ये इंजेक्शन है लेकिन आईवी नहीं है, ये ध्यान में रखो. वी कांट एडमिनिस्टर द कोर सस्पेंशन थ्रू इंट्रावेनस रूट, नो, otherwise it may block our blood capillaries. This suspension, when administered by the patient, it got remained in that location as a depot. Depot means depot. डेपो म्हणजे काय, आधी सांगितलेलं आहे. बसचा डेपो, डेपो म्हणजे तिथे खूप सारे बस असतात. इट इज अक्युमुलेशन ऑफ बसेस. सिमिलरली इट इज अ डिपॉट ऑफ insulin in that particular region, and slowly further that insulin got released and get entered inside the blood circulation. So such kinds of parenteral suspension we can make and we are having. So this is a particular base, okay, wherein we are considering oral suspension, external suspension, or parenteral suspension. Now another way by which we can do the classification of suspension. Another way is the proportion of solid. Okay, obviously in one case it is less, in another case the proportion of solid in the dispersion will be more. Anybody can guess. Dilute, obviously proportion of solid will be less, but the exact proportion, it will be in the range 2 to 10% weight by volume. 2 to 10% weight by volume. I guess you must know, you are knowing what exactly 2 to 10% weight by volume mean. Most of the students are knowing that. Some of the students may not know that. I request them, grow yourself and get done with all these things. It is very primary basic thing. If they are not able to understand this until now. Okay, here percent 100 ml of water. Volume सांगितलं ना, म्हणजे dispersion medium water आहे. 100 ml of water. In that 100 ml of water, for example 10% means 10 gram of suspension of solid will be there. In 100 ml of water, 10 gram of solid. Got it? So this is a 2 to 10% weight by volume. Example is cortisone acetate, prednisolone acetate. These are the steroids. And this is the range that you have to keep in mind in case of dilute suspension. For the concentrated suspension, comprise of concentration of solid as high as 50%. Okay, 50% means 50 gram of solid will be there in every 100 ml of water. So such kind of dispersion we can get. Obviously, it would be very thick in nature. So obviously we can't consume that. It is going to apply externally. Example is zinc oxide suspension, parental application of procaine penicillin G suspension. Although already I told parenteral is not always IV. It may be somewhat different, which is acting as depot. So this is the second way of classification. Now third way, we can classify the suspension as on the basis of nature and behavior of solid. Nature and behavior of solid. Eighty students are there only, and 124 students are there in our second year. Mostly 40 to 50 students are absent. They are missing with this all this lecture. I am taking the attendance also automatically. Let me tell you, earlier also I told that I am monitoring yourself, yeah, all the students, not only with respect to how many number of lectures they have attended, but with respect to time for each lecture, for how many minutes in an hour they are over here. Okay, so such kinds of monitoring is getting recorded in automated manner. Keep in mind, although I am not taking that attendance link. Okay, so everything will get generated automatically. So next, on the basis of nature and behavior of solid, this thing we have already discussed in much more detail. Flocculated suspension. Still, I am giving the overview of that. Flocculated, obviously, the flocks will be there in the suspension. These are the suspension in which particles have undergone flocculation. Flocculations are loose aggregates of small particles. Whereas deflocculated suspension, the suspension, these are the suspension in which no flocculation has taken place. All the particles are well separated from one another. Additionally, particles are finer in size. But earlier only we have discussed that what we want ideal suspension. If not, we want flocculated suspension, and if not, other as a third choice, then we want deflocculated suspension. ओके क्योंकि वो तो बन ही जाएगा, डिफ्लॉकुलेटेड बनाने की जरूरत नहीं रहती है, वो बन ही जाता है. जिसका फ्लॉकुलेटेड सस्पेंशन नहीं बनता है उसका वो बन ही जाता है. अब जिसका हम फ्लॉक्स नहीं बना सकते तो वो वैसे ही इंडिविजुअल पार्टिकल में रहेगा, तो उसको हम डिफ्लॉकुलेटेड सस्पेंशन बोलते हैं. बट दैट इज नॉट डिजायरेबल. बट इफ वी डोंट हैव एनी चॉइस देन वी हैव टू गो विद दैट. At least we can make it more dispersible. At least we can make it that it should not form a cake somehow, if not by the way of flocculation, but by some other ways. If we can make it that it should not form a cake, that is our ultimate last target or first target, you can say, for the suspension. We never want the cake to be there. Next basis, on the basis of size of solid particles. Colloidal suspension lesser than 1 micron, obviously in the nano. Coarse suspension more than 1 micron, it's coarse. And nano suspension, it is far below. Least nano, you can say, lowest nano, that is the nano suspension. Lesser than 10, यहाँ पे नैनोग्राम लिखा है, it should be nanometer. Lesser than 10 nanometer. Okay, nano suspension, that is called the nano suspension. Okay, then next, interfacial properties of suspended particles. Interfacial, interface, the term has gone in earlier semester. Surface, interface. Inter, in between. Facial, face. In between the two faces. Face. In between the two face. Means in between the two phases, solid or liquid. That is called the interfacial properties of the suspended particle. So which so here you should understand that what they actually want to talk. They want that our particle is being interface with dispersion medium, because our particle has a dispersed phase, got dispersed in water as dispersion medium. Okay, so that our particle is one phase and dispersion is another phase, so that it is interfacial. And what our particle is having, our particle is accompanied with surface free energy. One thing our particle is having. Secondly, our particle is contained with, our every particle is contained with electrical charge on the surface of the particle. So these two things are being associated with our particle or particle. Each and every particle of the suspension is accompanied with these two things. These two things. So these two things that we want to see. Okay. Surface free energy. First we will see surface free energy. This energy, surface free energy, we already discussed in the last semester, and it is a surface free energy which is extra energy. फ्री का मतलब मैंने आपको पहले ही समझा चुका हूँ. It is extra energy which have been incorporated in our particles. Okay, so what first we will see, we are looking after the interfacial properties of suspended particle. So which property the suspended particles are having? It is a surface free energy our particle is having. So what exactly surface free energy is and from where it came in our particle, that we need to see. Okay, so earlier only during our earlier lecture we have discussed several times this phenomena, this task. Now for that we need to imagine a drug, a coarse drug, okay, which we have obtained from the API manufacturer, came into pharmaceutical industry for making the suspension. Okay, they are coming in the storage container. Obviously, they are contained with bigger bulky you can say powders, bulk असतात मोठे मोठे, just like the stones. Okay, bigger stones. What we need to do, we need to crush it. We need to crush it with the help of hammer mill, with the help of colloidal mill. Means we need to grind it. We need to grind it ultimately up to the level so that the particle size should get reduced with our desirable range. With our desirable range, what we are doing, we are grinding it in the layman language, you can say. In the pharmaceutical language, what we are doing, we are milling it with the help of colloidal mill, multi mill. Okay, so that what we are doing earlier, these drug is in bigger form. We are applying our electrical energy to crush them, to crush their bulky particles into the finer one. Okay, into the coarser one at least. Okay, to reduce its particle size. So what we are doing, we are applying the energy to make it finer. Means we are incorporating the energy so that due to that only it got converted into finer ones. Means that finer one form is is accommodating, is gaining with the electrical energy which we are supplying. Okay, now one question with the finer particle, one question with the bigger particle. One question to you: do bigger particle contain with energy? Answer is no. Do finer particle is associated with energy, increase energy? Yes. From where they got? They got the energy because they are crushed already, and they got their energy from the electrical energy that we have supplied. Now, in another way, we can say now our finer particle is being associated with the energy that we have supplied. And if we are supplying the energy to the coarser one so that it is getting converted into finer one, we can say that finer one is now accommodated, accompanied, associated with the extra energy that we have supplied. Understood now? Okay. These things I am second or third time I am elaborating on your class. Okay. So surface free energy is very, very, very important term. So I am reading now. In the formation of suspension, work is done to reduce the particle size. Work is done by supplying electricity, which leads to increase in the surface area. Particle size got reduced by the supply of energy, by the milling. Surface area got increased, and if surface area got increased of particles, which is associated with excess of surface free energy. Although I am requesting to all of you, the term looks very complex always, but the understanding of this term is very, very, very simple. Only we are crushing finer particles getting with energy. That energy is called as surface free energy. ओके अब उसमें एनर्जी आ चुकी है, पहले से ज्यादा एनर्जी आ चुकी है. अब हमको तो पता है, हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया था, द थिंग विच आर ऑलवेज गेन विथ मच मोर अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी, दे स्टार्ट वंडरिंग. ओके, because they are with higher energy, and it makes the system thermodynamically unstable. थर्मोडायनेमिकली अनस्टेबल. मैंने आपको पहले भी एग्जांपल बताया था कि इवन लाइफ का भी, जब आपकी एज में अगर जैसे ह्यूमन बीइंग का लाइफ है, आपकी एज मीन्स 20 to 20 अराउंड, इट इज विथ हाईएस्ट एनर्जी. ओके, सो दैट यू आर अनस्टेबल इन नेचर. आप एक जगह रहते ही नहीं हो. बिकॉज क्यों? क्योंकि आप में बहुत ज्यादा एनर्जी है. आप एक जगह क्यों नहीं रहते? क्योंकि आप में बहुत ज्यादा एनर्जी है. और जो ओल्डर एज पर्सन है, इट में भी 60, 70, 80, जितना आप दूर जाओगे उतना वो एक जगह रहते हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज दे आर कंटेन विथ लेस एनर्जी. सो सिंपल टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो दैट दे आर फिजिकली स्टेबल, you are physically unstable. Got it? So this correlation you must keep in mind. So if our drug particle is accompanied with some sort of highest energy, high energy, it makes it thermodynamically unstable. अब ऐसा इमेजिन करो कि हमारे सस्पेंशन में जो पार्टिकल है उनमें ऑलरेडी सरफेस फ्री एनर्जी आ चुकी है. बट जो भी पार्टिकल है, देखो, हाँ, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. जो भी पार्टिकल है उसको हमने फोर्सफुली फाइनर बनाया है. बनाया है कि नहीं बनाया है? yes or no? We made it at its own. It don't want to be finer one. We made it by applying the work on it, by crushing it. We made it, but actually that particular material don't want to be there in finer form, so that finer material will tend to move, or will tend to convert themselves into coarser one. Very interesting. जिसको हमने फोर्सफुली फाइनर बनाया है वो खुद नहीं चाहता है कि फाइनर बना रहे. वो खुद चाहता है कि मैं ज्यादा से ज्यादा कोर्सर बन जाओ, इतना ज्यादा कि जैसे पहले मुझे लाया गया था एपीआई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट से, और उस तरीके से वो स्टेबल रहता है. So that, but what we have done, we have supplied with energy. We have supplied with energy, they got converted to finer one. But that material doesn't want, never want to be remain in finer form. They want to get converted into coarser one. वो एग्रीगेट होना चाहते हैं. इसीलिए आपको इसीलिए आपको सस्पेंशन में पार्टिकल्स हमेशा एक दूसरे के करीब आते हुए दिखते हैं, और फाइनली वो इतने ज्यादा करीब आने की कोशिश करते हैं हमेशा के लिए कि उसका बड़ा बड़ा पार्टिकल बन जाए. और बड़ा बड़ा पार्टिकल इसका मतलब ही, उसका सबसे बड़ा पार्टिकल अगर एक बॉटल में कुछ बन सकता है तो वो है के. और के ये सबसे बड़ा पार्टिकल है. नाउ यू आर गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. natural behavior, dream, you can say dream of that particle is to make themselves coarser one. क्यों? क्योंकि वो चाहते हैं, और हम क्या चाहते हैं, नहीं, वो फाइनर फाइनर ही बने रहे. जितने वो फाइनर रहेंगे उतना हमारे लिए अच्छा है. कैसे? उतना उनका यूनिफॉर्म डोज लेते वक्त हमको मिलेगा. जितना वो फाइनर रहेंगे उतना उनका डिजोल्यूशन जल्दी होगा. जितने वो फाइनर रहेंगे, जितनी जल्दी डिजोल्यूशन होगा उतनी जल्दी एब्सॉर्प्शन होगा. ये हमारा ड्रीम है. What they want that they should get converted to finer one. Understood? So that आगे की लाइन, in order to increase the stability, वो क्या चाहते हैं? What particles are expecting that they should be stable. हमने क्या बनाया उनको? Unstable. कैसे बनाया? By providing the energy to them. जितनी एनर्जी उनमें हम और डालेंगे उतने वो अनस्टेबल बन जाएंगे, लेकिन वो नहीं चाहते. और वो क्या चाहते हैं? वो उनकी एनर्जी लूज करे, ये चाहते हैं वो. और जितनी वो एनर्जी लूज करेंगे उतना वो एक दूसरे के करीब आएंगे, और उतना वो स्टेबल 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 बन जाएंगे. दिस थिंग दे ऑलवेज वांट. इवन जब मैं यू कैन से इमल्शन की बात करूंगा, टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ ऑयल. ऑयल ऑयल को आप क्या करो? क्रश करो. दे विल गेट कन्वर्ट इनटू ग्लोब्यूल्स. अब वो क्रशिंग जो है, जो जो स्टरिंग, दे वुड गेट कन्वर्ट इनटू ग्लोब्यूल्स. अब वो स्टरिंग निकाल दो, देखो क्या होता है. दे वांट टू कम क्लोजर टू ईच अदर टू मेक बिग, जस्ट लाइक द अर्लियर. क्या है? वही है. दे वांट देयर स्टेबिलिटी, और उनकी स्टेबिलिटी किसमें है? कोर्सर में है. more the coarser, more they would be stable. So in order to increase the stability, particles flocculate and form light fluffy glomerates or form aggregates, which are held together by weak van der Waals forces. Understood? The increase in free energy due to reduction of particle size is given by the following equation. अब क्वेश्चन यह आता है कि हम तो मिलिंग करेंगे, वी विल डू द मिलिंग, पार्टिकल साइज कम भी हो जाएगी, सरफेस एरिया भी बढ़ेगा, लेकिन हमको ये पता नहीं है कि एवरी पार्टिकल, वो पार्टिकल ने, हर एक पार्टिकल ने कितनी एनर्जी गेन की है एक्स्ट्रा. दैट वी आर कॉलिंग इट एज सरफेस फ्री एनर्जी. वो कितनी एनर्जी गेन की है दैट वी डजंट नो, बट वी कैन कैलकुलेट दैट by using this formula. This is gamma. Okay, gamma, surface tension or interfacial tension, you can say. It is very easy. Delta G, which surface free energy, as delta G is directly proportional to delta A. Delta is equal to surface tension into delta A, surface tension of that particular particle, material. Delta G change in surface free energy. Gamma, interfacial tension between solid particles and liquid medium. हम निकाल सकते हैं इंटरफेशियल टेंशन. कैन वी डू इट इजीली? Yes, we have done that in our practical. And another thing that we want is a change in surface area of solid particles. अब मेरा क्वेश्चन है आपको, कैन वी फाइंड आउट द surface area of the solid particle? How come? You have done the charcoal experiment, and wherein we got the surface area calculation only. So both the practical we have done in first semester. So easily you can calculate the surface free energy by getting that values and putting that values in the equation. You will get the surface free energy. So this much science you got already, and you are not knowing. You are highly scientific personnel now. You are no more ordinary, but you are not knowing only. Got it? Try to use your application, increase your application. आपको कितना पता है ये आप जरा रिकॉल करके देखो कि आपको कितना ज्यादा साइंटिफिक नॉलेज आ चुका है. Okay, which is going to be applied in industry definitely, and that is the optimum point only, not more than that. इंडस्ट्री पर्सन को यही चाहिए कि आपको ये पता है कि नहीं. आपने वो खुद किया है, सब कुछ किया है, और आप ही नहीं बता पा रहे हो कि आपको पता है कि नहीं. Okay, so let it be. So what we are doing, we are here surface free energy, we are here interfacial properties of suspended particle, wherein we are studying surface free energy. We can do that. We can put it all the values from the experimentation on this formula, in this formula, and we can get it done. Now what is the system try to stable by reducing free energy to zero. डेल्टा जी एवरी पार्टिकल हमेशा जीरो रखना चाहता है, और हम हमेशा उसको इंक्रीज करना चाहते हैं. कैसे करेंगे? तो एक तो उसको क्रश करेंगे, ग्राइंड करेंगे, सरफेस फाइनर करेंगे, ये एक तरीका हो गया. और फिर भी वो इकट्ठा हो रहे हैं, सेटल हो रहे हैं, तो उसमें विस्कोसिटी बिल्डर डालेंगे, ग्लिसरीन डालेंगे, और कुछ डालेंगे ताकि वो स्टैग्नेंट रहे. ये भी नहीं होता है तरीका, तो फिर और तरीका क्या है? तो उसके ऊपर सरफेस एक्टिव एजेंट की कोटिंग कर देंगे, मे बी विथ चार्ज, इट मे बी पॉजिटिव चार्ज, सो दैट ऑल द पार्टिकल विल ऑलवेज रिपेल ईच अदर, और रिपल्शन से कोई पार्टिकल एक दूसरे के पास में नहीं आएगा. इसका मतलब ही ये है कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं? हम उस पार्टिकल की जो सरफेस फ्री एनर्जी बढ़ी थी ड्यू टू क्रशिंग, उसको हम मेंटेन रख रहे हैं. और पार्टिकल क्या कर रहा है? उसको कम करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. कैसे भी? बाय एनी वे which is being possible. The interfacial tension can be reduced by adding wetting agent or surfactant SLS lecithin, which adsorb on the surface of the particle or at the interface. Okay, I think you got the clear overview of all these things. Okay, I have elaborated it with my highest capacity. Okay, so I am expecting that you should take it all the time. Okay, so with this I am finishing my today's lecture. We will conduct with the next session. Okay.